Last year, one of the favorite bikes I rode was the Trek Fuel EXe, and today the Wisconsin-based brand has gone and launched a brand new version of the EXe, but this one's a little different. This one is alloy. So now, pardon the pun, is essentially a carbon copy version of the carbon bike they launched last year, except this one, like I mentioned before, complete alloy front end, alloy rear end, even the rocker here. Now, playing off the strengths of the Fuel EXe they launched last year, they only had that bike in all carbon model, whereas this bike is offered as a complete alloy frame. There's no carbon on here whatsoever, and there's two spec levels, starting at $8,500 here in Australia. Now, the cool thing we like about that is because we loved the carbon EXe so much, they've actually just gone and done the exact same thing, bar the frame material. So we're talking the frame geo, the frame size packages. It's also got the same TQ motor and that same 360 watt-hour battery. And for a little extra, you can put a 160 range extender in there as well, which fits into the bottle mount. All of the things we really liked about the original bike is right here again. But I guess being alloy, we're talking maybe a little more durable, but definitely a lot more affordable. So how does it ride? Well, we've had this bike for a couple of weeks now out on the trails pre-launch. Now it definitely has a lot of the characteristics that we really liked about the carbon bike. But again, being the alloy, it is quite a bit heavier. The frame, we're guessing, is probably only about 500 grams heavier than the carbon, but where the extra weight comes in is in this spec. The wheels are quite a lot heavier. So what that means is that you don't get that really agile playfulness that we loved about the carbon bike. That said, it definitely still feels quite grounded. Trek have done a pretty good job with the geometry package of this bike, so it definitely tracks and handles really nicely still. But again, because the bike's got a bit more weight and it's a mid-power because it's a SL, or it's in that SL category of e-bike, it doesn't quite feel as lively as the carbon. That said, $8,500 starting price. That's $1,500 cheaper than the carbon base model here in the EXe in Australia. So quite a good saving there. It definitely kind of covers some of those little shortfalls you don't get in terms of that playfulness of the lightweightness. So yeah, Trek alloy at the Trek dealers across Australia right now, two different models, definitely a bike worth checking out.